All right, so got the RV home. Thankfully for me, it's only just under 3,000 degrees. Feels like it's about as hot as the surface of the sun right now, which is a great day to set up an RV. So some of the things that I need to do when I bring it home is just run through everything, make sure the freezer and the fridge are running. I always put the suspension down, the leveling system down to make sure it's working. Pull the awning out, push the slides out, plug everything in, make sure everything's operating. We know things will break along the way, but when we leave, we want things to work as well as they can. So what I'm doing right now is I'm setting up the Jeep. You can see it back there to flat tow, which is kind of a pain, but I'll show you the equipment we use and how it works. So you can see the equipment right here that's attached behind the RV to the front end of our Jeep. I've always used the Blue Ox. There's a couple, I think it's a Roadmaster and Blue Ox are the two primary manufacturers to flat tow a vehicle with. I've always used the Blue Ox, so I've owned 3 of these Blue Ox tow bars and they work really well, and I've just gotten used to handling them and setting them all up. But you can kind of see there's a lot of equipment, so I'll go through that equipment now. All right, so the copper bars here are actually attached to the hitch of the motorhome and then to a bracket that's beneath the front bumper that we had to have installed by the RV dealership right here. They attach with those pins right there to the front of the Jeep, so there's 2 of them for safety reasons and also to keep it stable. Then we've got these black cords right here, those hooks. Those are just safety chains essentially, so that if something were to happen to the bar, we've got 2 safety chains attached to it, and even though they would extend pretty far, the Jeep would still be hanging on by a thread. That blue cord also attached to the RV there is our electricity, so that's going to make sure that our turn signals and our brake lights work while the Jeep's being pulled. So the rear lights on the Jeep will signal people and signify that we're braking as well. This pink small one, that's really important. So this is a breakaway cord. If something were to happen to both my tow bar and both safety chains, there's a little pin right here attached to that pink cord. It gets pulled out. As soon as that pin is pulled out, the Jeep is going to come to a complete start. So it signifies that the car's been detached and that the brakes should turn on. I always kind of joke that means that, you know, you're instead of a Jeep rolling off the highway, that's going to park your Jeep right in the middle and cause a big accident. But those are all the steps or all the hardware necessary to set up your Jeep to flat tow. It's actually quite a bit of equipment. Last piece of equipment to help flat tow the Jeep is this Blue Ox Patriot II system. This will actually mimic the braking of the RV, and I can set it to different sensitivities. So if I want it to mimic it exactly, or a little bit less, or a little bit more, depending on if we're on an incline or a decline when we're driving. But we always want to make sure that the Jeep has its brakes operating along with the RV. It makes it a lot easier on the motorhome when we're pulling it as well. So I don't have that completely set up. That's not how it's supposed to look. Just wanted to show you what the equipment was and explain what it does. Last thing to show you here, my favorite tool for all motorhome needs. I can't tell you how many times I've used this, but especially for either putting on or detaching the flat tow equipment. My favorite tool, rubber mallet. Little my favorite story of us on the trip happened in Death Valley. I'll have to share a photograph of that maybe in the comments, but a rubber mallet has come in handy so many times.
All right, last morning on Golden Ranch. So we are almost packed up and ready to go. A junk removal company coming this morning to get the last remaining stuff out of the garage, and I'm taking the dogs on a quick walk while the kids are still sleeping, but it was just a beautiful morning here on the property. We had rain last night, there was fog this morning, and I love this property. You know, I'm gonna miss it. What we're doing is hard, but I'm excited about it. There's the house and RV. So we're saying goodbye and moving into the motorhome, and I can't wait. But just wanted to record a little bit of the property just because I'm gonna miss it. So this is more for me and my excitement for what's ahead.